Hey guys, so I've been putting together this crazy concoction of devices, and not everyone is a believer. Not everyone understands why I'm doing this. So this is kind of just a little bit of a backstory. It's kind of long, but it's a little bit of an evolution. So if you just want to hear me talking for a long time, this is the video for you. So first of all, we've all been down this road with the whole silent recording thing, and some people, love the two-note stuff, and now the fried power stations out there, and there's a lot of awesome devices. So this isn't about what's the best. It's just, there's a lot of devices that will do the similar things. But for me, obviously I'm a big Sur fan, and I bought the Sur Reactive Load, and it did exactly what I had always wanted. It captured the true characteristic and essence of my amps into the interface. And what I was doing in Pro Tools was using the Two Notes Wall sound plugin. And I hate using computers when I play guitar, and I hate the whole thing, but it's a necessary evil. But I figured, you know what? I get it now. I understand it. The IRs are cool. I would love to have this, but not have to use the plugin. So the Torpedo Cab is basically, a physical box, which serves the same purpose. And what's cool about it is I get like a line level signal that goes into my interface. So when I use Pro Tools, it's just a line level track. It's not, I don't need to insert a plug-in. It just simplifies my workflow. I mean, these are little nuances, but I don't have a lot of time in my life to play guitar, so I want things to be really simple and make sense from how I work, right? The other thing is, I figured, hey, it's pretty cool because now I don't need to use my computer at all. If I just want to put headphones on, or if I want to put this directly into monitors, I don't need a PC at all, and I don't have to worry about it. So I was like, wow, that's really cool, because now I really want to take this another step is if I plug the Torpedo Cab into a full range flat response monitor, which is basically like more of a neutral speaker. It's not like a traditional guitar cabinet. Then I could kind of have this middle ground solution where it's loud, but it's more like a fader, master volume situation where it's you get the full tone, but it's any volume, and it's still quieter than a regular cabinet. So it's kind of like in between using your PC monitors and using a real cabinet. So that still may not make too much sense for people who use amps with great master volumes. So the Friedman B100, my Camerons, those amps, they're like whisper quiet. So this doesn't make sense for those amps. I totally understand that. And for those amps, I probably won't use this solution. However, I have amps like the Cornford, and I have two SE100s, my Blackout over there, and my Aldridge, and I have SO68. And those amps like to be wide open and cranked. And if I were to use, well, a couple of things. If I were to set these amps the way I set them through a regular cabinet, it would be enormously loud and not fun. And the other thing is, well, someone's like, "Oh, you can get an attenuator." Yeah, I can get. That's right. I can get an attenuator, but this is a lot more flexible for a couple of reasons. A, the Torpedo Cab abstracts you from the type of speaker. So I could have, 500 different speakers here and just turn a knob. And then I have greenbacks, V30s, creambacks, lynchbacks. It doesn't really matter. So it's just a level of flexibility. I could basically, when I have the SL68, I could use greenbacks. When I have the Cornford, I could use V30s. It's just a really elegant, really cool solution. And, it's not that if you put the pieces together, I guess it adds up, but it's probably like an $1,800 solution if you think about it. Torpedo Cab's like 500, 900. So yeah, it's, but it's once you have these pieces, you have them for good and you're done, and it's kind of like a hybrid solution between, as everyone's like, oh, get a Kemper or whatever. But, I love my amps, and my amps sound awesome. And through the Reactive Load, they sound amazing. So I don't need a Kemper or an Access Effects for this. This is perfect for me. So basically the best of both worlds. I'm using like an analog amp, analog Reactive Load, and then the only digital component of this whole situation is the IR loader, which is really sounds great. I mean, I know you guys follow Pete Thorne too. I mean, he uses IRs for everything at this point, and you can't say that any of his videos don't sound. I mean, it sounds amazing. So I'm pretty confident in the IRs properly representing what I'm hearing through my amp and what I would hear through a real speaker. So that's basically the solution there. The other last point here is there are some amps don't have good loops, right? You hear that all the time. So actually my SL68 doesn't have a loop at all. So in this situation, what I could do is in between the line level signal of the reactive load and the line level signal of the torpedo cab, I could put any effects processor I want. So I don't even, for amps that have loops, I don't even need a loop anymore. So if you get an SL100 and everyone says those loops aren't that good for whatever reason, who cares? It doesn't matter anymore. This solves all that. So this solved a lot of problems for me. It solved my workflow for recording. It solved volume for some amps that need to be opened up. And it solved the effects loop issue. So for me, for what I do as an enthusiast, an amp enthusiast, gear enthusiast, for what I do at home, it's perfect. So listen, you don't have to agree, but this works for me and it may work for you. And, you may be a believer. See you later, guys.